We're talking about House Bill 4002. The bill passed out of the Joint Committee crafting it about 40 minutes ago and is now headed to both the House and the Senate for votes. Just to make sure that we're all up to speed on this, the bill would recriminalize drugs in Oregon, ending the 3-year experiment that was Measure 110. It would make it illegal to use drugs in public and will have criminal penalties for possession of even user amounts of drugs and enhanced penalties for drug dealers. But the bill also has several off-ramps to prioritize treatment for drug users, but there is also the potential for jail time if they do not accept or complete treatment. The work session tonight began with many Republican lawmakers talking about wanting the bill to go even further than it does now. But despite those concerns, they are happy that a compromise came this far, and many do plan to support the bill. The committee co-chair, Jason Kropp, a former prosecutor and a Democrat from Bend, said this is an entirely new approach.
We heard from law enforcement repeatedly that they wanted the tools to be able to intervene and confiscate drugs in our community, but they did not want to take people to jail. We heard that uniformly from law enforcement. We are providing a framework to make that a reality. We are providing funding so that local communities can set up programs for people who are found in possession of drugs, don't even need to go to court, that they can be immediately connected into behavioral health services in their community and not be prosecuted. We have commitments from 23 counties to start that different approach up. That is a dramatic change in the way that we have conducted business in the criminal justice world in this state.
I know it's not the most exciting video, but this was a talk that happened right before the vote, and it's a moment in history, Oregon history. And then something unique happened as Representative Kropp started to talk about the many people who had testified and the many who are in recovery who shared their stories along the way. And he got emotional, showing this experience has moved him deeply.
I feel some level of hope, in part because of the stories that we heard throughout this whole process, right? People who have lost family members and showed up to testify here and are working in their communities to make sure that doesn't happen to other family members. People who had their own struggles with addiction. I'm good, thank you. We had somebody celebrate their 20-year anniversary with us last night. That's incredible, right? She showed up here last night. She's helping other people in her community. I'm going to support her, right? I'm going to find things that we can do on the state level to help her, help other people.
Yeah, you can tell he cares a lot. But it's also worth noting that the bill does not have the unanimous support, not even in this committee. It passed to the House and Senate on a 10-2 vote. One of those no votes came from a Democrat, Floyd Przansky, from the Springfield and Eugene area. He thinks the bill is being rushed and will only make some current problems even worse.
What I see right now with the bill that's before us, 4002, with the -33s, we're basically following the similar path of what happened with Measure 110. We're accelerating everything so quickly to try to get something out without thinking and even learning from the past 3 years. Since Measure 110 passed by the voters, it went into effect the following in November of 2020, and 2021 had an effective date. We did not have all of the programs we needed to be in place, such as the treatment. And at this point, we're going to see a same result, or a similar result, I should say, as to the lack of treatment services. And in this case, one of the bigger failures I see that will happen much sooner than that is going to be the inability for the courts to work through this process. With the lack of defense attorneys, as we've heard through the testimony, over 2,800 people currently in this state are eligible for public defense do not have it. Of that, 170 plus are sitting in jail right now without an attorney. And we're getting ready to put in, from what the testimony showed, somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 cases on top of the problem we have not addressed. I cannot see how we are moving forward when we don't have the infrastructure in place.
Now, you flooded our email and voicemail inboxes last night when we talked about this bill. We'd love to hear your thoughts now as the bill is moving ahead. We'll feature some of your comments tomorrow night, and we'll be watching House Bill 4002 as it moves through both the House and the Senate. We're going to bring you updates every step of the way.